Yes, 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 yes. The Flex Network, ladies and gentlemen, is back in action. I'm here with my special guest, my co-host of sorts. Of course, I have my guy at Cowboy Cam 11 on Twitter. Cam, what's up, dude?
Nothing much. Just enjoying the day. Stressful week, but I'm back. I'm okay. I'm okay. My stress levels are down. It's all good in the hood.
So we're back in action, and of course, up here upstairs with me on this victorious Seahawks week. I noticed we have Cam down here on the bottom because his Cowboys lost, and
Ah,
I got my man Snowman up here with me
I
next
knew there
to
was a
me.
Oh
metaphor. I
yeah.
knew there was a
My
metaphor to this.
my wrestling counterpart, Snowman on Twitter at AJS Dead Snow. What's up, dude?
Nothing much, nothing much. Trust me, I didn't plan for having this Seahawk coalition up top
Oh, I
and
am
and then
hurt.
boys downstairs.
Oh,
So
I am hurt. Okay,
this wasn't
So,
planned, but you know what? We'll take what we can get.
there you go.
let's get right into a few things. A little bit of NFL news. We were talking before we hopped on here, but it seems as though the 49ers have already ruled out George Kittle again for the second week in a row. Based off of his hurt knee / ankle, whatever he's got going on there. It's obviously pretty serious because if it was even if he even had the smallest chance of getting in the game, they would have just said game time decision or something. But
Yep.
what are we? We're Wednesday night here, and they've already ruled him out. So, yeah. So there's that. I mean, that's obviously not good news for the 49ers. What? That's their number one receiver.
Basically, and then Emmanuel. I'm not sure about Emmanuel Sanders either, and so, um, I think they're gonna. I think they'll sit Kittle as long as they can. I believe that staff believes that they can make the playoffs basically, without him and have a healthy Kittle in the playoffs.
I mean, you start with the 49ers, if you start 8-0, you probably, regardless of what happens, you probably have a really good chance of making the playoffs unless you turn and start playing like a Cincinnati Bengals and end up
Man,
8-8. That would be rough for them, but we know that's not going to happen.
no, I
Well,
hope not.
well, you gotta be able to think. They gotta have strategy into this because if they literally run the table and finish out to get to the New Year's Day, New Year's Eve game that last week, they're gonna go 1-on-1 with the Seahawks up here, and that's where you gotta have some strategy because are you
Yep.
playing for to hold Kittle back, get him rested up? So if you guys win out, you're playing for an NFC West title? Granted, if the Seahawks can run the table and win out the rest of their schedule coming up, so
Well, we'll get more into that here in a little bit. But we've kind of highlighted over the last few weeks that the 49ers schedule is pretty tough this second half of the season.
Oh
But
yeah.
let's finish this some news we have here. So left tackle Joe Staley, who pretty much spent all of Monday night getting his butt whooped by Jadeveon Clowney,
Oh man.
has hurt his
branded.
he's hurt his fingers and or one of his fingers on his hands, and they're saying he's out a couple of weeks, but it really looks like he's gonna need surgery from what I've heard. So that's obviously a blow
That's
to
not
them
good.
when
Yeah,
they
that's
just
not
thought
good.
they were getting him back. A couple other things. The cornerback Hargraves was cut, and then the Texans claimed him off of waivers. So
Of course
there
they
he is.
did.
Let's see. Kim Kimdichie, the ex-Dolphins DN, he got suspended. So
Of course. Once
yeah, so
again.
there's that. And then really this is what I wanted to get into. The big news of the week. Oh, my buddy Ryan.
We're
My
getting
buddy
we're
Ryan.
getting roped now. We
My
get
buddy Ryan here says he probably hurt his finger holding so much. Yeah, you're
he
right.
was
yeah.
he was trying to hold on for dear life.
and still
Yeah.
got beat like a drum all night. Anyway, so the big news of the NFL week that we've heard is Colin Kaepernick is going to be holding a open tryout. Well, I think the NFL is holding the tryout, but it's a workout for Colin Kaepernick. So I'm a huge fan of this for a couple of reasons. I think the dude deserves a shot, plain and simple. He is probably better than a lot of the starting quarterbacks in the league right now. I'm sure if I absolutely had to, I could name 10 starting quarterbacks who I would sit down in favor of Kaepernick.
Oh yeah.
So there's that, and there's a couple of things that make it seem kind of weird. A lot of people, players, and media people think that this is a large PR stunt by the NFL.
Yeah.
And so that's a real possibility. And the reason they think that is for a couple of reasons. They gave Colin Kaepernick a 2-day warning on his workout that was coming on Saturday. But here's what two things that immediately jump out to me that are alarming. It seems like a PR stunt because on Saturdays, if a NFL coach has a away game Saturday, he's traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want scouts to look at Kaepernick, guess what? Scouts are at college games on Saturday. They're not going to a private workout for however many teams. But we've heard between 5 and 10 teams have expressed pretty serious interest, the Cowboys being one of those teams. Ryan here says that he says that Cap should go to Chicago. I mean, you're absolutely right, because Trubisky is not the answer. He's not the answer for the Chicago Bears. He's not the answer for the local YMCA 7-8-year-old flag football division team. He's just not the answer. He is awful.
How you really feel?
Yeah, I mean, if the Chicago Bears need a quarterback that just bounces passes in front of the receiver, like, I'm right here. Like, I'll take the rookie minimum, the veteran minimum, like whatever.
Hey, I hear they're looking for people for the XFL, so
right, might have to try that out.
Man, no, my worst fear is seeing Cap play late in December in that cold weather in Chicago, because I watched him play in the snow against Buffalo in his last year for the 49ers, and it was rough. I think he threw a total of 6 passes, and they were like, "Hey, no, we're not going to do this at all." So,
well, the problem is he's so skinny that, in order to survive in the cold, I know this as a skinny person myself, you got to have some weight to you. You got to get your flex on.
Go talk to Aaron Rodgers, because he knows how to survive.
Man, somehow, some way.
Literally, he's survived.
Well, you got to be, yeah. That's interesting, because you got to be a special breed of person to be able to do something like that.
Oh yeah, no.
But hey, okay, so that's enough on that whole situation. I just think with everything that Kaepernick has been through, obviously being blackballed by the league, all of these teams not wanting to sign him, he deserves a shot. And I'm saying this, right? Dak Prescott deserves to have a quality backup like that behind him to push him.
Yes.
And guess what, Dak? If you start playing bad and you start reverting back to the Dak that we saw like the last 2 years, there's a man behind you that could easily pick up that mantle and take your spot if you decide that you're going to be that bad. But from what we've seen from Dak so far, if we let's say we're obviously
it could be worse.
If we're taking 5 guys in the NFL right now that are in the MVP conversation, Dak's probably like 3 or 4. So, I mean, he's in the conversation simply because you have the number 1 offense in the NFL right now, with the Dallas Cowboys, and Dak's play has been a large part of that. But I guess I would say that with Amari Cooper constantly being wide open,
constantly,
it's not hard to throw. I mean, if you can hit a moving target, you're good. As long as the ball can get there, he's good. But Amari Cooper proved this last week that It doesn't matter where you throw the ball. The dude is just going to catch
throw
it and gets
to
them. He's going to get his toe drag swag on and like do his thing. And so,
But
okay. He says, Ryan says, I just lied to the world. I think he said that is because he's probably not a Dak Prescott fan. I'm not either, but facts are facts.
Come on.
You can't deny that he's been good this year. He has been good this year. I've really hated on him his second year and his third year, but now in his fourth year, he's playing well. So
he could be playing like Jared Goff.
Hey, at least he's not playing like Tony Romo did. Okay,
what does that mean? What does that mean?
You know what I'm talking about, Flex.
And
that playoff game.
Oh yeah. That's
why we gotta bring up old stuff? Oh
yeah.
Man.
So hey, that's all good though. Tony Romo had a great career. He was a part of at least 3 or 4 Dallas Cowboys teams that really should have gone to at least the NFC Championship. But the team just loves
the one though.
And even if he didn't get caught on the one, you were about to give Seattle the ball back with like a minute 30. So like. Matt Hasselbeck back then, you think they couldn't?
Yeah, he's on fire, dude.
But anyway,
fire, man.
Cam, you know what this is? Do you know what this is right here?
What is that right there?
This book says Michael Walters on it. This green book, but the contents of this book is what's really important.
Look at the frustration on my face already.
Yeah, the contents of this book is what's really important. Okay, this book is where I write down our predictions for each week. Okay. And we've been doing this podcast together for a little while now. Okay. Cam, I know I don't need to tell you this, but you going head to head with me are a lot like the Cincinnati Bengals. You are winless.
You're right.
So I told you before the podcast, right? I told you this. I said the numbers are a little bit staggering, okay, for our win-loss predictions, okay?
A lot of weird things happen this weekend, man.
You're right, but the most staggering thing is when our boy Flex Matt jumps on the cast and he picks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He picked the last 6 games with us. Do you want to guess how many games he got right?
Man, I would say he probably went 0 for 6. He got all 6 right? Oh, 0 for 6. Oh, 6-0?
That's what I'm taking a guess. He picked all 6 right.
He picked. Oh, make your guess real quick.
I believe he got 5 right. I think he went 5-1, I think.
And Snow, you think he got all 6 right?
Yeah, he got all 6 right.
Okay.
First of all, both of you have way too much confidence in Matt. Okay, he got one game right.
He does
one.
He got one game right, and that one game was the Seattle game.
Matt, if you're watching, Matt, I'm not making fun of you. I swear they are. The guys on top are laughing at you.
Don't worry, I can see the viewers, so Matt's not watching.
All right, good.
Mr. Matt, you pick fantasy football, and you don't even pick the games right. There's a problem with that.
Oh man!
A little bit.
Let's start here. I'm gonna go through some of these recaps real quick. But Cam, I'm telling you right now, check this out. Chargers dropped to the Raiders 26-24 on Thursday Night Football. Philip Rivers looked horrendous the whole game. He looked awful.
Awful. He should have had 5 interceptions, I believe, or 6.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was bad.
It should have been a pick fest.
Man.
Yeah. So let's see. What do we got? Melvin Gordon actually had a good game. He had 108 yards and a touchdown. Let's see. Our next game is Detroit Lions at the Bears. Bears beat the Lions 2013, but the Lions didn't have Matt Stafford. They had Jeff Driscoll,
who wasn't bad. That game was a lot closer than what I thought it was going to be. Major shout out to Jeff Driscoll. Yeah.
What do they always say on the radio when they shout out someone's name? They say, friend of the show, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Jeff Driscoll.
Okay, so yeah, they dropped that. Ravens come out and smack the Bengals around 49-13. Lamar
we kinda
Jackson absolutely balled out. He didn't really throw the ball much, only 15 completions on 17 attempts, but 223 yards. Joe Mixon actually played a pretty good game for the Bengals. He had 30 carries for 114.
Man, that's a lot of carries.
That is a lot of carries, but that's a good defense he's going against.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, and you also don't have Andy Dalton playing for you right now. He's benched.
Ryan Finley.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to run the ball because you're going to have a brand new quarterback out there,
Yep.
and you got to get in sync. And if you're not feeling that in sync with your quarterback, then you're going to have to hand the ball off a lot.
Yep.
Totally.
And still no AJ Green. So, oh gosh.
Yeah, he's looking like he might come back this week, but that's what they said last week. We don't know.
Put that in quotations real quick. Might.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they just might just bubble wrap him and be like, okay, we're just gonna sit you. We're just gonna ride this for train to the number 1 pick.
Okay, so what we did here is we both picked Oakland. You picked Chicago. I picked Detroit. But I was thinking that Stafford was going to play, and I feel like if Stafford played, they probably would have won. I don't know. We both picked Baltimore, and then this next game was the game that we were both wrong on. We both picked the Bills over the Browns, and the Browns actually pulled it out 19-16 over the Bills. Let's see. Chubb had 116 yards on 20 carries.
We said it. That's the recipe. Run Chubb. Just run them as much as you can.
Let's see. And then we go to the next game, which is, in my opinion, was one of 3 games that were in contention to be the most exciting game of the week, which was the Tennessee Titans beating the Kansas City Chiefs with Pat Mahomes. Woo! They beat the Chiefs 35-32. Pat Mahomes is 36 for 50, 446 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Just a monster stat line.
Repeat those stats again.
36 for 50.
Oh my gosh.
446 and 3 touchdowns.
Woo-wee!
And then
talk about getting an arm workout.
Man. And then Tyreek Hill had 11 catches for 157 yards and a touchdown. My fantasy team thanks you for that. Derrick Henry actually came out 23 carries, 188 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So
Henry.
The game ended because the Chiefs were going for a game-tying field goal, and it got blocked by Tennessee.
He was offsides. I'm going to say it right now. I'm happy they won. He was offsides.
Yeah,
so,
he was offsides. We saw the video later. He was offsides.
But I'll take it.
Take it how you can get it.
Yeah.
Well, you won't take it because you picked the Chiefs to win. I picked the Titans to win.
I know. And I wanted to change that so bad. Something was like, hey, you should really change your answer. But once again, the Chiefs defense kind of shows, hey, we're just going to lean on Patrick Mahomes. He'll save the day. And you let Ryan Tannehill carve y'all up. And
in all fairness, Ryan Tannehill's kind of been carving up the last 3 teams he's faced.
I believe in Ryan Tannehill. I mean, you got to think about it. When he was at his healthiest, he took the Dolphins to the playoffs with Adam Gase. And
That's a tall task.
Yeah. And so now him on a new team, better roster, you could say, and a defensive coach that doesn't ask too much of him. Hey, Ryan Tannehill's showing, hey, this is my job and I'm keeping it.
Yeah, that'll be good for him.
So Snowman, did you catch that game at all?
Caught a little bit of it with Patrick Mahomes. I thought he was, coming back from his injury. I thought he was going to, do very well. Not surprised to say he did, good. I'll give it that. He did very well. What was his stats? Let's see. I have it on my side. 36, 54, 446, and 3 touchdowns. That's a hell of a day on your comeback. I mean, that's just, give me a ball and just run. Give me another ball.
Just keep-
Run.
I mean,
My
when you
arm's fine.
when you have when you have
And no
Tyreek
picks.
Hill and Mecole Hardman, who are two
Oh,
of the fastest dudes in the NFL, when you have those two on the same field at the same time, you could really stretch it. You could
Yep.
you can get some things going. So okay, so let's see here. Let's go to our next game. The Falcons roll into New Orleans and absolutely shock them. Falcons were coming off a bye, but they beat New Orleans 26-9. New Orleans can only get field goals. It was a very weird day. Michael Thomas absolutely balled out. 13 catches for 152. Just a good game. We both picked New Orleans on that. So
Matt Ryan's like, it's not over yet. Matt Ryan's like, hold on, there's a chance.
Hold this. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go down to Louisiana and get some good cooking.
Man,
And give him an L.
there you go. Give him an L. Yes.
I'm gonna take some jambalaya home and give him an L as
But
a
man,
payment.
I was not expecting their third string running back to step up in this game. I think Brian Hill. Yeah, Brian Hill steps in and he plays amazing. I actually picked him on my fantasy team. Who knows what'll happen? I don't know if I'm gonna start him, but maybe the Falcons are back. I don't want to put too much in the basket just because that's a divisional game. You know, this happens sometimes, but they could be back.
yeah. Okay. So we got a question here. My buddy Kyle. He says, "What's your prediction for the Super Bowl?" He thinks who's going to go. It's rough. It's kind of rough right now because in the AFC you can pretty much pick out of between 1, 2, maybe 3 teams. In the NFC, there's about a 5-team jumble right now.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, in the NFC, the front runners right now, the top 3 teams in the NFC right now have to be Seattle, San Francisco, and Green Bay right now. They just look the best. Those are the teams that look the best. I mean, Seattle doesn't look good every week, but Seattle, Cam, I don't know how many times we've talked about this on the podcast, but what have I always said? I said we could play the 0-8 Bengals, now 0-9 Bengals,
It'll be close.
or we could play the 72 Dolphins. The game is going to be close. And so all of this talk, and we're going to get into this game here in a minute once we get down to it. All of this talk about who the 49ers have played, all of this stuff, you know, what they don't understand, 49ers fans who have just become 49ers fans in the last calendar year, what they don't understand is Seattle will play you close every time. Russell Wilson is the best quarterback that San Francisco has faced all season. And you know what? San Francisco's defense gave Russell Wilson hell. But that's the great thing about Russell Wilson. He can have a game where he's only got like 150 yards passing, but if you give that man the ball late in the game, it is going down. I promise you.
Here's the best quote I can say about Russell Wilson and giving him time. Never, ever give that man time left on the clock in the fourth quarter and give him all this room to run.
Oh my God.
He will burn you every time.
I thought the defensive coordinator for the 49ers would have figured that out. But apparently not.
They can never figure that out.
My gosh. All right, we're just going to drop everybody back. And then Russell's like, there's a first down and more yardage right in between there. I'm going to go get that. That's like every time it happens.
Yeah, it's just so bad when you got literally, this is something that every team playing the Seahawks needs to have at the forefront. Russell Wilson with the ball. He can run. He can run like a wide receiver, just catching a pass. He's gone.
He's gone.
Right.
If he does not hand that ball off, if you give that man time to throw and to set up, and you got everyone covered, he gone. because
Plain and
he's a
simple.
magician. You
Yep.
think you got him wrapped up and piled on, but nope. And
Oh,
gone.
I know exactly which run you're talking about too. When I believe it was Eric Armstead had him in his arms, and they blew the whistle way too fast because
Yes, they did.
he
Oh.
shot. He shot
I
out of there
almost
like
broke my TV.
Oh my
I almost
god!
broke my TV because he was not down by contact. He was not wrapped up.
His
He
forward movement never stopped. He kept his legs moving.
Yeah, he kept
and
moving, and maybe his hand touched the ground, but that's it.
That's it.
He was gone.
And what's funny is there was no one in front of him. There was nobody there. And oh man,
but wide green grass.
I keep thinking what
near him.
I keep thinking what could have been. But also major shout out to a friend of the show, Keandre Greenlaw, who is a friend of mine on Facebook, who plays for the 49ers, played for Arkansas University, picked off Russell Wilson. I thought that was it. I thought that was game.
Yeah,
but, I was wrong because Jimmy G blew it. Plain and simple, he blew it. They gave you a shot, and you didn't move the ball anywhere.
Yeah. Since we are
actually, Jimmy G didn't blow it. He had his opportunity, but
the kicker. The kicker.
What the beauty thing is, if you are a college football watcher like I am, and you remember this certain phrase for Florida State versus Miami, he just joined the wide right crew.
He had no shot whatsoever.
Oh, he pulled it. Just
oh, man.
Uh-oh. There's a new card carrying member of the Wide Right Club.
Okay, so let's keep rolling here. Big surprise of the week was the Jets had an offensive explosion. They beat the Giants 34-27. Daniel Jones on my fantasy team balled out, 308 yards, 4 touchdowns. Le'Veon Bell had a very weird game, 18 carries, 34 yards, but did get in the end zone. Darius Slayton was the big one for the Giants, 10 catches for 121 and two touchdowns. So, he played well.
If Daniel Jones can stop giving the ball away like free real estate, then who knows what the Giants could be. But Jamal Adams, basically, for the win, took the ball out of his arms for not only did you get stripped, but you give up a touchdown after you get stripped. And I'm just like, well, you blew it. But shout out to the Jets, I guess.
Yeah, so next game is the Bucks pull it out over the Cardinals 30-27. That game was, it was entertaining, but it was two bad teams. But Christian Kirk balled out, 6 catches, 138 and 3 touchdowns.
He's back.
Guess what? I subbed him out in my fantasy lineup, and then he blew up. Thanks a lot.
Oh man, I had him on my team, waiting for him to be healthy, and I was like, you know what? I'm dropping him, and that came back to bite me.
Right. Okay. And then the next game here, we have the Dolphins once again, baby.
I hate you.
Pulling it out 16-12 over the Colts. Yeah, that was just, it wasn't really that good of a game, to be honest, but the Dolphins just, it's like, oh, whose bad quarterback is going to play better, because it was Ryan Fitzpatrick against Brian Hoyer. So just really wasn't a good game. For the record, neither one of us picked the Dolphins.
No. But what was funny is I was watching the game and I thought you picked the Dolphins. Like in my mind, I was like, he chose the Dolphins and they're gonna get the win. Devontae Parker stepped up and we didn't think he would do that. And no, I like what they got going on down there in Miami.
Well, that was actually the Dolphins' first win against the Colts since 2013 in week 2.
Wow.
How's that for payback?
Wow.
Finally getting a victory. Them Dolphins, the Fish Boys finally got a victory.
So then we move on to the snowy Lambeau Field as
Amazing game.
the Packers beat the Panthers 24-16, where the Packers defense stopped a Christian McCaffrey run on fourth down maybe not on fourth down, but as time expired
On the one.
on the one. Granted, they would have had to score and then go for two just to tie the game, but it was still really close. Preston Smith for Green Bay's D-line just absolutely balled out. Aaron Jones for the Packers had 3 touchdowns. I mean, he just killed it. Christian McCaffrey still went over 100 yards. He had 108 yards and a touchdown. DJ Moore had 9 catches for 120 yards. And then Kyle Allen just continues. He's kind of had some rough weeks the past couple of weeks, but he jumped. He kind of got it back. Okay, we got a comment here. Seahawks. He said, I love you, but the Raiders are garbage.
Hey.
Yeah, that one would be directed to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
To Mama Raider.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, your mom's a Raiders fan.
Well, shockingly enough, we're both Raiders. That's my AFC team.
See, same here. I think when the Raiders are good, it's good for the NFL. It's just like the same with the Giants. When the Giants are good, it's good for football. So yeah, shout out to the Raiders.
First of all, both of
Nation.
you can get kicked off the Flex Network airways right now for liking another team. You have to like your team.
Hey, I'm a Gruden grinder, baby.
Okay,
and
listen.
Speaking, who's now watching and who has been watching and is now commenting. Yes.
Mama Snow's in the house. Mama
There we
Snow's
go.
in the house.
There we go.
Yeah, shut it, Max, because that's the next comment.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Mama Snow tell Max to shut it. I mean, you better watch out, man. You might get in some trouble. So okay, so let's keep it rolling.
That's a hideaway moment.
The LOL game of the week belongs to the Los Angeles Rams dropping to the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-12.
I told you.
Jared Goff continues to be extremely mediocre and not good at football. 243 yards and 2 interceptions. Bottom line is they can't find their offense right now.
Nope.
They are struggling tough. Robert Woods had a good game. He had 95 yards on 7 catches. Gurley had 12 carries for 73 yards. Just not a good game. For all the payroll that they have dedicated to that offense right now, they are just not playing well. This is actually the game where we
chose the Steelers.
Where you chose the Steelers, I chose the Rams. I thought the Rams would figure it out, but so you got me on that one.
The Rams season is done, son.
Oh yeah, it was done once the Seahawks beat them.
We still got to play it one more time, but still.
It was a shock to the system.
I think they folded after that loss to the Seahawks. They just haven't looked the same. Cooper Kupp had 0 catches.
That's awful. You know who's mad about that? Flex Matt, because he traded for him in a fantasy league.
I'm mad about that.
You know what? My buddy Will right here. It said Bortles off the bench. And so Will is a Jags fan, and he's known.
Get Minshew back on the field.
I agree with that.
Get Minshew mania running wild back to Jacksonville.
But here's the thing about Will. Will's favorite quote of all time is he likes to throw out these Blake Bortles facts. And he likes to say things like, did you know that between Blake Bortles and Tom Brady, they have 6 Super Bowls? He loves him some Bortles facts, man.
Oh, wow. He's so cheesy.
I'm sure.
It's so cheesy. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure he will post a Blake Bortles fact for us here in a second once he sees it. But yeah, he's a big time Jags fan. Lived in Jacksonville for a little bit. So let's move on to this because this is other than the Seahawks game, this was a entertaining game for me. Vikings beat the Cowboys 28-24 inside of AT&T Stadium.
Someone better call Stephen A. Smith right now.
Yeah, so we can laugh at the Cowboys or laugh at their head coach. What?
To laugh at Cowboy fans in general.
Well, so here's the situation. Dak Prescott, 28 for 46, 397 yards, 3 touchdowns. Absolutely killing the DBs through the air. Dalvin Cook, though, 26 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Here's the big factor. Remember earlier when I talked about Amari Cooper being wide open every single play? 11 receptions, 147 yards, and 1 touchdown. Dude, so here's the thing, Cam. I know what Cam's about to do. So just let me say this. You are playing a team, and you're absolutely killing them, right? You're killing them through the air, and you get down, and you cross the 50 late in the fourth quarter. It is 28-24 at this point. And something about the Cowboys' offensive play calling, the head coach, the whatever you want to call it, they're killing them through the air. But they get in their mind where they say, okay, let's start to drain the clock a little bit because we don't want to give them a lot of time, which is smart. But they get into a first down. They run Ezekiel Elliott. He picks up like either 0 yards or 1 yard, like basically nothing. Like, okay, now it's like 2nd and 9. They run him again. Nothing. They run him again. Nothing. And then on 4th down, they're forced to go for it because obviously they're losing. It's 28-24. He throws a out route to Ezekiel Elliott, who is past the first down marker, but the DB makes a good play on the ball, knocks the ball down.
The linebacker, actually, the linebacker.
Yeah. So he knocks the ball down, turnover on downs. The Vikings get the ball right there. They're like, we're up 4. We're not doing anything except for running. We're taking some time off this clock. 3 straight run plays, they punt the ball, right? Tavon Austin goes out there to return the punt.
Oh, this is really what hurts the most.
And this is the thing that's staggering. Tavon Austin calls a fair catch. But if you looked,
so much space.
He had at least 10 yards of space, but the 10 yards of space isn't the thing that's the most alarming. He calls a fair catch, but a part of me thinks because he called the fair catch so quick that someone said, no matter what, just call the fair catch. We don't want to burn any seconds.
Yeah,
but here's the thing.
What happens? Clock.
But here's the thing. Directly right in front of him, running up that left sideline is 2 Vikings players to 5 Cowboys players.
Yep.
So you have the advantage there already. And then when you really look at it, you look and you see that the Vikings player that is furthest away from the sideline is out of position. So it's really at least 4-on-1 or possibly 5-on-1 because that player was out of position so much.
Yep.
So you're telling me, like, I get that you told them they probably did tell him to call the fair catch because they didn't want to waste any time. There wasn't that much time left.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna give you the whole scoop, the whole rundown.
He catches the ball, fair catch. But here's the thing, dude. In worst case scenario, outside of him fumbling or dropping it or something like that, Tavon Austin's picking up 10, 15, maybe 20 yards.
Yes.
And still getting out of bounds. I mean, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. But you know what, Cam? Just go ahead and take it away.
All right. There's a mutiny going on, damn it. So, yeah, Jason Garrett threw Tavon Austin. Okay, first off, Jason Garrett threw everyone under the bus. He threw Kellen Moore under the bus. He threw Dak under the bus. He threw Tavon Austin under the bus, basically saying, I didn't call the run plays. Trying to make it seem he didn't call it. Oh, I didn't call the run plays. The offensive coordinator did. On the pass play that Dak threw to Zeke, oh, he had other options. No, I called bull. That play was Dak knew from the moment he said hut where he was supposed to go with the ball. They want the ball in Zeke's hands on that out route. And then Jason Garrett goes, oh, well, there was a misunderstanding with Tavon. He wasn't supposed to fair catch, or if he could return it, he should return it. And I'm like, no. This has your fingerprints all over it. This is all your fault. Don't, and Tavon was on a rant. Tavon was on a rant earlier saying, hey, I was told to fair catch. I wasn't told to return that ball. I wasn't even told, I was told not even to think about returning this ball. And it cost us because the Vikings thought we were going to go block. And everybody's in tight, and we don't go block it, and you got the return set up. This is what you pay your players for, to make plays and also make mistakes. You know, if he fumbles that ball, which I haven't seen Tavon Austin fumble the ball all year long, if really ever, let him make a play for you. Because instead, now Dak has to, from a little bit past the 50, try to get back inside the 50, get close enough to try to throw a touchdown pass, and you lose the game ultimately. Ultimately, because of your incompetence as a head coach. Why do you take the ball out of Dak's hands? I have no idea. Yeah, cool. If you want to run it on second and two, yeah, that's fine. But on 3rd and 2, I'm putting the ball in my quarterback's hands, who's mobile, who's been on fire all game. I don't understand how you don't run a play action rollout and just roll them out to the right. That way Dak can either throw it, pick up the first down. Who knows how many yards he runs for? This is what Dak has done since he's been in Dallas. Play action rollout from 20 yards out, he goes to score. He's unstoppable at this play, and you don't call it. And so
Snowman, jump in real quick, because I want to hear your perspective a little bit, because I know your perspective is probably a little bit different from the hater side of things. I'm sure you're not a Cowboys fan at all. So, I want to hear your perspective. Go ahead.
Well, actually, I had looked at the play back, so I do have it with me right here.
Okay.
I do see the fact that fair catch was a bad idea just in general because of how much room he had to run.
Yes.
He had
exactly.
He could have gotten maybe 10, 12 yards on that return.
15 at most.
Yeah, 15 at most. Go and get into the sideline and getting out of bounds. But from starting on their own 44 instead of being on the other side of the 50, on the Vikings side, maybe 40, 35, maybe.
Yep.
Depending on the run. That's the game right there, essentially, because you just don't get that much. If you're going to take a chance, you're going to want to take it right now. I mean, if you're going to get the ball on their side, and instead of working that extra negative 10 yards on your side, or being on Viking side of the 50 and having a shot at least to maybe get a couple Hail Mary passes in, or at least some quick matchups before time runs out and get out of bounds quick, then you got to take those shots. Because if you can't, with being down 4, your field goal unit's not going to be able to do it. You got to go to Dak.
Yep.
That's why he gets paid.
Here's the number one thing. Cam, you want to know why Jason Garrett's going to get fired?
Oh, yes, please.
Because, I mean, he has obviously proven over the years with his just level of mediocrity that he can't get the team to where they need to go. But to me, if I'm Jerry Jones, I look at it like this. You are a guy who excels in leadership. You know how to get your team up for the game. Your team is ready. It's not like they're ever. I mean, it's been very rare where the Cowboys just come out and they lose like a 42-7. Especially in this Dak Zeke era.
And at home.
Yeah, and so you don't ever have to worry about that. But anyone who knows Jason Garrett or has followed his career at all can tell you that he's an expert motivator. He knows how to motivate his team. But when you come out and they ask you about the play calling in the final 2 drives of the game and you say I don't call the plays, you're throwing your offensive coordinator under the bus, and you're throwing a lot of offensive assistants under the bus. And if I'm Jerry Jones, I look at it like this: you had an opportunity to take the blame for this and be the leader, like lead by example, because everyone inside those walls where the Cowboys play knows that Kellen Moore was the one that called those run plays. And it's okay. He's young. It's okay. But to say something like, oh, I don't call the plays, you just drug him through the mud in front of national media. So if I'm Jerry Jones, like, to me, that's the final straw. Like, you screwed up. You're supposed to be this great leader and you messed up. And you know, like, I'm sitting on the couch with my wife and we're watching this game. My wife is a Cowboys fan. And
sorry.
And it's fine. And
Okay,
we're sitting there.
He's not a Cleveland Browns fan. I'll give you that.
Right. And so we're sitting there and I'm literally irate. Like, the Cowboys aren't even my team, but I'm mad because I'm like, Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper have been absolutely destroying the secondary. Cam, you could have been left corner, I could have been right corner, and we would have given up less yards.
I don't know what those corners were doing, but it was a field day. That's the perfect term. It was a field day to throw the ball.
And Xavier Rhodes is a former Pro Bowl corner. He's just not. He's not there this year.
No, and you know, it happens. If you play football, if you've played football before, you know you have years where you know you're better one year than you are another. It happens, and you can tell he's frustrated. You can see the frustration on his face because he can't guard a soul. But I mean, I don't. That one's gonna come back to hurt. It'll come back to bite, just the same as that Jets game. But I haven't heard any rumors of Garrett being fired this week. You know, so
they won't fire him this week, because it won't make any sense. They're not gonna fire him in the regular season because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
they're gonna wait until the Cowboys lose in the playoffs. Because the Cowboys
make it.
They're going to make it.
I would normally take that as disrespect, you know, the whole if they make the playoffs, but it is a huge if. But also the Eagles still have to play the Patriots and the Seahawks, as if the Cowboys just got to play the Patriots, and the rest of that schedule is winnable. So I'm okay. I'm okay, but my God, Jason Garrett, man, you force Dak to have to beat. You force Dak to have Y'all robbed a game from him. You took a game where this puts Dak Prescott in the MVP talks, ESPN wise. Like, we know, hey, he's top 5 at least, or if you want to say 6 or 7, that's perfectly fine. But imagine if they win that game, Dak throws the game-winning touchdown or runs it in, or they get close enough for Zeke to get in.
Mm-hmm.
That's the MVP talks.
There's 2 last things that we need to talk about with this. Number one being, as Zeke was in trouble throughout his first few years in the league and causing the team headaches, and then you have Dak not playing well in year 2 and 3. For the first time, we're at a point where Jason Garrett / Kellen Moore actually cost the team a game because of bad coaching decisions, because of bad play calls. That loss is 100% on the coaching staff.
Yep.
And the other thing is, how are you going to pay your running back $80 million and
$90 million,
$90 million, and then he puts up that type of performance? I'm not saying that all the runs were his fault, because that is a good defensive line that Minnesota has. But at the same time, he looked just totally checked out of the game. If you saw him on the sidelines, he looked like he wasn't interested. He wasn't even talking to the coaches or the offensive linemen or anything. If that's me and I'm having a really tough time, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna talk to my guards and my tackles and be like, hey, what are they doing? Because I want to try and, if I hit a run to the left, what have they been doing? Because maybe I can pick up on something and try and bounce it back inside or bounce it even further outside or anything.
You're right.
He's just not interested in playing. On Sunday Night Football, the lights are as bright as they're gonna get.
And man,
come out.
He missed some holes. I got some buddies who were like he's not even remotely hitting the holes with conviction. At least I don't mind. I don't care if you're not bursting 20-yard runs and things like that. But he totally just looked like I'm here and this is the effort you're gonna get. But I'm not gonna say. It's hard because I know how good that Vikings defense is. That is a legit defense. That is one of the only teams that could run that defensive scheme that they ran. They had Harrison Smith down in the box, but it wasn't really mostly Harrison to stop Zeke from running. It was, hey, Zeke, you have to block me. Harrison Smith, every time Dak said hut, he's blitzing to make Zeke have to stay there to help out and block and chip. And I gotta say, that's an impressive scheme from Mike Zimmer. Cool. I know we're talking as the Cowboys blew the game, yes, but if there are any Viking fans on here, shout out to your team. Y'all played a great game. Our defense did not come to tackle. I've seen so many arm tackles from Jalen Smith. It was insane. Put your body in front of Dalvin Cook and hit him. Sean Lee, same thing. Put your body in front of him and hit him. No, there's no way DeMarcus Lawrence should have 8 tackles down the field. I'm talking 20 yards down the field, chasing down Dalvin Cook. Man, I know I was hard on DeMarcus Lawrence at the start of the season, but look here, man. Hey, if you ever get a hold of this, I'm so sorry. Your efforts there, you're trying, dude. You're running down running backs 20 yards down the field. Hey, that is I played defensive end. That is a hard thing to do. But that our coach, the Cowboys coaching staff has to step up. You got your offense is number one. All right. I'm gonna say it, you have a passing team now. You have a passing team. You got the athletes, the receivers. You have a passing team. Go out, set up a game plan to where you're not starting off so slow and throw the damn ball. Plain and simple. Throw the ball.
Yeah, this basically the coaching staff just took this team and basically they would have made them a 6-3 team, but are now sitting 5-4 for Dallas.
Yep.
No, they absolutely took the game from him. I don't care what anybody says. I don't want to hear any argument. They absolutely took the game from him. Dak had just under 400 yards passing, dude. Okay, they took the game from their own team. So if any Cowboys fan is out there watching this and you just need someone to blame the coaching staff. The offensive coaching staff took the game from the Cowboys because Dak and Amari was killing them.
So Randall Cobb was killing them. Oh my gosh. You could have gone to anybody.
So is this going to be a situation like for Dallas for their playoff field, like how they're going to win their division, how the Seahawks won and got into the playoffs a couple years ago with a losing record? Is this that type of feel with this boys right now?
No,
no. I wouldn't say that. My cousin John says, Mikey boy. What's up, John? No, here's the situation. The Cowboys are lucky that the Giants are trash, the Redskins are trash, and the Eagles are just like maybe lukewarm trash. They're not all the way hot trash, but they're pretty bad. Here's the thing, dude. They're just lucky that they're not as bad as the other 3 teams in their division. That's what it comes down to right now.
The East is just weak. I'm sorry to say that, but it's weak. Granted, Dallas is 4-0 in the division. They're 5-4, but the record just doesn't. They're losing these games that they shouldn't be with the Vikings. Granted, with playing against the Vikings, they should have won, but bad coaching moments, and a 6-3 team just went to 5-4.
Okay, so
It's gonna be tough.
Let's close the door on that game and get to the real game of the week. Everyone knows the best game we've seen all season.
Oh my gosh, best Monday night game ever.
Yeah, so we talked about it a little bit, but Seattle played the 49ers in Santa Clara, California, beat them in overtime 27-24. They take care of business there. They hand the 49ers their first loss of the season. Really, here's the situation with that game. It was won in the first couple minutes of the game when everyone on that offensive line for the 49ers realized that Jadeveon Clowney came out to play when the lights were the brightest. Dude, he was smacking Joe Staley around. He was smacking those running backs around. He was getting a hold of Jimmy Garoppolo. Dude, I can't tell you how many knockdowns they had. And they really just, Jadeveon Clowney was all over the place, and him playing at that level opened up things for Poona Ford. It opened up things for Jaron Reed. I mean, the defense was playing well. Shaq Griffin, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, but got a 90 for his grade for the week.
All right. Okay.
That is the highest in the NFL.
Okay.
So as good as he was as a rookie year, getting consistently like in between 82s and 85s as a rookie, and then coming out his second year and not playing well at all, has come back in his third year and has really proven that he's a good football player. He continues to be one of the better corners in the NFC.
Yep.
He just doesn't have the interceptions. So Ryan here is saying he was in on every play. I'm sure he's talking about Clowney, but he was just, dude, it was just unstoppable. It helped that Kittle was out, and then we hurt Emmanuel Sanders, and then he was out, and then they're pretty much one-dimensional after that. You could tell that Seattle went into this game and they absolutely said, okay, and you even said it last week, Cam. You said you thought the 49ers were going to come out and run on us and just run all over us. And, I thought, well, maybe there's a chance of that. But if I know anything about Pete Carroll and about how he
and Bobby Wagner, baby.
Yeah, they came to attack the run game, and that's exactly what they did. They attacked that run game, and they were all over it. And they just really didn't allow them to get going. At one point, Seattle was up 11. And then they kind of
into the third or
going
in the third.
Yeah, and so they let him creep back in it, and obviously it took a 49ers kicker to shank a field goal to the left, and it's not like he missed. The ball was going up. The ball was going up for about maybe 3 feet, and all of a sudden
it said, "I'm going left. I'm going left."
Oh, yeah. The look on Robbie Gould's face was priceless.
Right.
He's been cheering him on all game. Oh yeah, this kicker's he's hitting him, and then as soon as that ball starts to go left, Robbie's like, "Oh, I could have made this.
Dude, I don't care who you put out there, whether it's the kicker they had on Monday night, whether it's Adam Vinatieri, Steven Gostkowski. I don't care who it is. When you are in a heavyweight showdown in overtime,
any kick goes, baby.
That pressure is on.
Yeah.
Well, but you know who didn't have that problem? Our boy Jason Flippin Myers, who comes out and absolutely redeems himself. Kicks the game-winning kick, but Kyle Shanahan sneaks in a late timeout, so he has to re-kick, and then comes out and bangs that sucker through one more time, and ice water in the veins. Yeah, and just absolutely gets it going, and kicks that thing through there, does it well. Mm-hmm. Seattle wins, proves that. Here's the thing that everyone can say: the Cardinals, some years they're good, and everyone says, "Oh, Seattle's done." Then the Rams are good. Oh, Seattle's done. Oh, now the Niners are good. Oh, Seattle's done. But who's always consistently in the division picture?
Seahawks, baby.
Always.
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 That bird. That
Whether
green bird.
whether we're making the playoffs at a 10-6, an 11-5, whatever the situation is, we're making it and we're in there and we're doing it and we're always there. I'm not saying we're always the best team, but we're always good enough to be in the
The
postseason.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the fight.
We're the scrappy team, but we're the only team in the West that's 3-0. Everyone else is 2-1 or 0-2.
And
So,
what's crazy is our 2 losses are on or are at home. We're
At home,
undefeated
yeah.
we're undefeated on the road.
we are the
Oh.
Road Warriors right here.
Hey,
Yeah, it's
What-
But
insane,
now-
dude.
But now we gotta get done back at home in these divisional matchups. So
Right.
that's all.
I
but-
think we will. So
But
we
again,
should
gotta
be
run the
okay.
table. We control the destiny of ourselves right now.
Yep.
We control
Yeah.
what happens between now and December 29th. I want to say that's the
Our
date.
next toughest game is San Francisco when they come to Seattle.
29th of December. That's the
Yes.
final game of the season.
woo!
So we get to
The
play
free-
the
the free New
Rams
Year's
one
Day
more
game.
time. We play the Rams one more time. We play the Cardinals one more time. So what are our other games, Snowman? I know you got it right there.
Eagles
game
are
that-
there.
Oh, well,
For
yeah,
what?
we got the Eagles. We got the Eagles coming up,
Oh,
but
yeah,
we're getting the Eagles off of a bye after let's face it, they're
Well,
probably going to
we-
get smacked down by the Patriots, to be
I
honest.
hope
Yeah,
so.
I have the rest of the week's schedule or the rest of the
Okay.
season schedule. After our bye week, we go to Philly.
Okay.
Then we come home to play the 7-2 Vikings.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then we spend the next 2 weeks of December going to the Rams and going to Carolina.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
And then we come back home for the last 2 games of the regular season to face off against that dirty bird in the Cardinal and the Niners to close out the 2019.
Okay, so I'll say this. Other than the Niners game, these are games that I'm uneasy about. I'm uneasy about Minnesota, but I think we can make Kirk Cousins look very suspect. We
Yep.
don't really know what's going on with Adam Thielen right now, so we'll see. And then that Carolina game. I think if we shut down Christian McCaffrey, the game's over.
Mhm.
Plain and simple. There's
Well,
everything. This is exactly the I think we'll use the same exact formula that we used to beat the 49ers. Stop the run game. Everything else rolls off of that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I like. Yeah. That makes sense. Well, if your defensive coaching staff is better than the Cowboys, watch out for the screenplays, basically, and you'll be fine. Yeah, if your guys can read how to stop a screen, then yeah, you'll win that game. Sorry, Cowboys coaching staff, you blew it once again.
Yep.
But yeah, on to the next subject.
Okay, so let's get into our picks for this coming week. I got the pen and paper here ready.
Wait. So how many did you win by last week?
1.
Again.
Yes. So I had okay. So you had
Squeaked out the
one.
victories.
You had 1, 2, 3, 4 correct, and I had 5 correct. So if we were in a division, you would be 4-9. I would be 5-8, and our buddy Flex Matt would be 1-5 because he's off.
He's only appeared once, so that's one appearance, and he.
All right. Okay. Time to bounce back.
Right. Okay. Let's see here. If I can get my schedule to load here real quick. And
I have the schedule if you want it.
okay.
I have it up ready to go on my lovely NFL app.
All right. Oh yeah,
Okay.
that man, the best app in the world.
So what's our
behind
what's
the
our
WWE Network app.
I see what you did
What-
there.
what
That's
is
just
our Thursday night football game?
The lovely 5-4 Steelers against the 3-6.
Okay, Here we go. I got
Browns.
it. I got it now. So okay. So it's the
Uh-oh.
Steelers at the Browns. The line is Cleveland by 3 because they're at home.
Okay.
Over under is 41. Cam, you're up first. Who you taking?
Oh, I hate you for this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, if my dad ever sees this, please be proud of me once again. I'm gonna ride with the Steelers. They haven't let me down since they got Minka Fitzpatrick. That defense is outstanding. James Conner is back, baby.
Yep.
And so let's see if they can get back to running the ball like they want to run it. But I mean, Mason Rudolph is getting better. The more he plays, the better he's getting. It's sad that it doesn't involve Juju Smith-Schuster. He's more throwing to James Washington, which, basically his old college buddy, which was smart for the Steelers to draft him. But yeah, I'm going to ride with the Steelers. They squeak out a 2-point victory over the Browns.
Yeah, so I'm right there with you. I'm going to take the Steelers in this one. The fact of the matter is, Minka Fitzpatrick has looked like Defensive Player of the Year since he came over to the Steelers. Every pass that he's intercepting, he's taken back to the house. So
man,
he just looks unstoppable right now. Luckily, the Seahawks have already played the Steelers, so we got that out of the way with. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh on this one. Snowman, what about you? Who do you got?
Well, I'm someone that has been believing true-heartedly that the Browns are just god-awful, even with Beckham and getting the hyped-up quarterback in this hyped-up season that they were supposed to have.
And you know, Kareem Hunt's back in action. He played last week.
Yeah.
But when you are 33-6-1 against one team since 1999, you gotta roll with the odds. I'm going Pittsburgh.
Wait, hold. 33-6-1
since 99. Since 1999.
Since 1999.
Wow. I feel really good about my pick now.
33-6-1. One time.
Hey, but Cam, you gotta make Pops proud, okay? You gotta pick his team.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Okay, let's get to the next game. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the Detroit Lions. There is actually no line
because they're waiting on Matthew Stafford.
Yep.
that cardiac cat.
Yep. Hey, there you go.
So let's jump to the other side this time. Snowman, who do you got in this one?
Whew. Well, Dak's lost three straight non-divisional road games, so I think I'm gonna go with them cardiac cats.
Wow,
you're gonna take
to pull it out at the very end.
You're gonna take Jeff Driscoll. Okay.
That's the kind of action you want to get your heart pumping.
I love the shrug he did. He was just like, I mean, I guess so.
So Cam, what do you got? I have a feeling I know what direction you're going.
Well, of course, not of course. I just let you know next week will be real interesting when we do the Patriots and the Cowboys game. But I'm gonna take the Cowboys. Jeff Driscoll showed me that, I mean, man, if the Cowboys can just get out ahead of the Lions and just make Jeff Driscoll have to throw the ball constantly, then they can pull this game off. The game plan should be simple. Stop those Lions, basically all-star receivers. Man, those guys are good. Golladay, Marvin Jones, who am I missing? Hawkinson, those they got some weapons there, but they should be able to get after Jeff Driscoll. Even if Matthew Stafford plays with a bad back, if I'm Matthew Stafford, I'm not playing until I know for sure my back's healed up completely, aka Tony Romo. But I got the Cowboys winning this game by 7.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm picking Dallas as well, just because Jeff Driscoll is not the answer, clearly. And
I wouldn't say clearly. Because, man, the Bears almost blew it. I just got to say that. They almost blew that game to
The
Jeff
Bears.
Driscoll.
But I
He's
will
just a
tell you this.
temporarily, he's an answer for.
Yeah.
He's
So
just a
I'll
temp.
tell you this. I'm picking the Cowboys, but it's on faith, right? So I have faith that the Cowboys will win this game. But if they lose, if the Cowboys lose, I swear
Oh, man.
Turning
This
your
this
Dallas
this
Card
loss
fandom.
this loss will be more pathetic than the Jets loss, in my opinion. Not
Oh,
because
it will.
the Lions are a worse team, but this is the point in the season when you start looking up and you say, okay, we need to get all of our ducks in a row because playoffs are right around the corner. Cowboys are sitting in the driver's seat for the division, especially because you're like,
Surprisingly.
okay, we have an easy matchup against the Lions, what they think is an easy matchup, and then the Eagles, who are right behind you in the division, are going up against the Patriots and then the Seahawks, and then they have easy division games the rest of the way.
Yes. You have to win these next two.
This game has. I mean, you're not going to beat the Patriots, plain and simple. I'm telling you my pick already.
Yeah,
we'll get into that. We'll get into that when we get to it.
Yeah,
Okay,
'cause
but
you're-
I'm picking Dallas on. That's my faith pick of the week is Dallas. Okay,
All right.
they just better do it or they're done.
Yeah, because they gotta play. They have. I think that they have to beat the Lions, but I'm picking them. But they need to just so they can get some momentum heading into Foxborough, and then to come back home and to play the Bills. So you kind of need something to get you going. But again, I'm not going with the boys. Period. So, but
That's
it's just
okay.
you got to get
That's all
something
right.
rolling if you're going to put some separation between you
and the Eagles.
and the Eagles this late in the season. You need some breathing room to okay, we don't need to be, we need to be winning, but we don't need to, we have to keep our eye on Philly just so strategy wise.
Right. So next game, Jaguars at Colts. There's also no line or anything here because I think they're waiting on the Jacoby Brissett because
he practiced today.
Okay, so he should be good.
Oh gosh, this is tough. This is a tough
because
one.
they need him really bad. So I'll go first on this one. I am going to take the Jags in this one. There's something I feel weird. I don't think that Brissett's going to play, even though he's going to practice. And so if he doesn't play, then I think the Jags can win it pretty easily. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Jags on this one. And let's jump over to Snowman. Who you got?
Surprisingly, I'm going to go with them Colts.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm hating this so bad right now. I want to support Nick Foles this week.
And surprisingly, each of the last couple games have been between these two have been one possession games.
Yeah.
So it's literally a 4-5 Jag versus a 5-4 Colt. It's a coin flip.
I'm taking the Colts, baby, because I like my man Jacoby Brissett.
Join the Pony Express, right?
Yeah, there we go. We gonna ride him to the end zone, basically. I believe that they have to have Jacoby Brissett in order to win this game, and stay somewhat in their divisional race, which is really close as well.
Okay, so we actually got a question here, and it's a fantasy football related question, but we're not the fantasy football guys. But
I play a little bit of fantasy. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about.
You're getting content here. On the show today.
Okay, so check this out. Kevin wants to know for his flex position. He wants to know Kareem Hunt or Greg Olsen full point PPR. Okay, so here's the thing.
Who did the Panthers play?
They got the Dirty Bird.
Greg Olsen. I'm not even hesitating. Greg Olsen.
Yeah, I go Olsen.
I'm going Kareem Hunt on this one. Kareem Hunt was used last week. he got pretty decent running back points. And I think, and I really think that the Browns are going to continue to use him. So, I mean, that's just me personally. I wouldn't want to start unless it's a tight end premium league. I wouldn't want to start multiple tight ends unless you somehow ended up with Kittle and Travis Kelce on the same team or something.
Well, luckily I got Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews, so I'm loving it right now.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Look what you've done. You've got more content. We're talking about regular football. We're not talking about fantasy, and you've got people talking about it on here. Thanks, Blue Hooded Matt.
Thank you, Kevin, for tuning in, though. Thank you.
Yeah, man, Kevin, we appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Come on, join the rest of us on Sunday and Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay, okay, you guys both said Colts on that one.
Yes,
awesome.
Colts, yes.
Okay, so next we're gonna go Buffalo at Miami. Buffalo's favored by 6. The over/under is 40. Cam, take it away.
No. I don't want this one first. I don't want it.
Hey, it's too bad. It's the order that we're going in.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
You.
Okay. The past few times I've ridden with Buffalo, they have let me down. And the Dolphins are screaming for me to come over to their side. And
hold on. Let me ease your pain just a little. Let me ease your guilt a little bit. The Bills are 4-1 since 2017 against the Dolphins.
See, that would mean something if Josh Allen wasn't the quarterback for the Bills and the Dolphins hadn't won 2 straight games. That would mean something. But all of this is completely out the door. But I kind of like the points. I'm going to take the Bills by 6 just because I think Ryan Fitzpatrick will have a tougher time with the Bills defense. He kind of got to have his way with the Colts defense, not a lot of pressure on him. I think the Bills will apply a little bit more pressure. You'll probably see an interception, of course. And so, yeah, I'll take the Bills. I'll take them.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Buffalo as well. I think that they're looking for a little bit of a bounce back. I think they are not very happy with the way they've played the past couple of weeks. And I'm sure that that Cleveland game put a bad taste in their mouth. So there we are. With that, Snowman, who do you have in this game?
I'm going Bills.
I thought you were going Dolphins.
No, I ain't going with them fish boys. I'm going to be circling the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
All right, Buffalo Mania.
Okay, so next up is Broncos at Vikings.
Ooh.
That's kind of a...
It's a trap. I'm telling you guys, it's a trap.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. This is a trap pick right here. Because you're looking at it thinking, okay, it's the Broncos, but they're a top 10 defense right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at the Vikings, it's like a 7-3 going up against a top 10 defense. Ooh, that's a tough one. Again, coin flip.
Right.
Who's going first?
Snowman, you're up first.
Okay. Yeah, this one's going to be very tough. And granted, they're not playing at Mile High. They're down in Vikings land. They're down in Vikings in that.
It's indoor. Arena. They have that new indoor field.
That beautiful new arena. That beautiful football stadium.
Yes.
Which don't serve. What? Oh shoot! I'm like blanking on the name off the top of my head. Eat More Chicken. What's the?
Oh, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Thank you. The building that has Chick-fil-A but doesn't serve it on a Sunday. That's just mean.
Hey, but you know what? Man. No, I think you have that wrong because that's Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, it's Atlanta. Sorry, Atlanta. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, my bad. I'm thinking ahead to that Dirty Bird. But
yeah,
I'm actually going to pick the Vikings. I'm going to be jumping
sorry.
with that purple Peters, man.
Yeah, so I didn't read it. The line is Minnesota 10.5, and the over under is 40.
Wow.
I'm a purple leader on this one.
Okay, Minnesota. He's taking Minnesota. Cam, what about you?
Come on, we got more room on this purple eater bandwagon.
The Broncos are coming off a bye week, right?
Let me look.
Did they?
I think so.
I think you're right. I think
they're
you're
coming
right.
off a bye week.
I have it right here. Yes, they are. They are coming off their bye week. They are fresh.
Okay. Yep. So who you got, Cam? The Broncos are 3-6. They're 1-3 on the road. The Vikings are 7-3 and 4-0 undefeated at home.
Yeah, I'll go with the Vikings, I guess. Oh, this is going to come back and bite me because this is going to be one of the ones I should win because I think the Broncos could pull it off. But I'll go with the Vikings. Purple people eaters, here I come.
Okay, I am also going with the Vikings for one reason, Joe Flacco. Okay, moving on.
Well, no. The starting quarterback for the Broncos is Brendan Allen.
Okay, never heard of that human that you just made up.
Well, I mean, it's weird because he's undrafted. He's been in the league for like 5 years now, and he's finally getting the start. I mean, he has a win. He beat the Browns.
Well, not just that.
That
I don't
says
care.
a lot.
I don't care. I don't care. Joe Flacco is still under contract with that team. Therefore, the team will lose. It's Joe Flacco.
Ooh.
So I'm going Vikings on that one as well. Next, we move Saints at the Buccaneers. The line is New Orleans. New Orleans 5.5. Over under is 49.5. Okay, I'm gonna go first on this one. I think that New Orleans is gonna come out and beat Tampa Bay by 14. I think that they're going to be looking to throw the ball all over the field because they're so upset that they dropped to Atlanta last week. And the Bucs are in their division. You cannot drop 2 consecutive division games. I think that New Orleans win this game easily. You're up, Cam.
Oh, yeah, baby. I hope my Saints fans are watching this because I'm rolling with the Buccaneers, baby. And you want to know why?
He just rolled out with that not so fast, my friend.
Yep, and you want to know why? Because you're right. The Saints are going to come out and they're going to try to sling the ball all over the field. And I know the Buccaneers' pass defense is bad. But for some reason, something's telling me that slinging the ball all over the field is going to backfire on the Saints. I'll take the Buccaneers winning by 3 points. I'm not ready to give up on the Bucs yet. I like Bruce Arians. That's the main thing that I like is Bruce Arians with that team. So yeah, I'll take the Bucs.
Ain't happening. Okay, go ahead, Snow.
See, because Snowman knows I made a good point. He knows I made a good point, and he wants the Bucs.
And not only that, but Drew Brees is 4-3 against Winston. So there's some victory. So this is a close fight, but a 7-2 Saints going down to Bay to face them Bucs. Ooh, that is tough. I'm gonna have to join you and raise that sword up. I'm hopping on the ship. I'm picking Winston. This is gonna be I'm gonna say close. Close.
See, Mike said 14 points. The Saints would. 14. 3 points for the Buccaneers. They get the dub.
But this one's going to be my regret pick because
of course,
this is going to be the one I should have picked Drew Brees. You always put your faith in Drew Brees. If he can have a good game, I know I picked. But again, this is one of those you just got to look at. It's like, okay, he's had close games with them, or maybe some close games with Jameis Winston, but this is going to be the one I say is going to even them up. Head to head.
So Cam, you want to know why you lose by 1 every week?
Because of picks like this?
Yes. You're going to lose by 1 because of this game. I'm telling you. Okay, let's move on to the next game. We got the Jets at the Redskins. Jeez, somebody has to win, right?
And this one won't be as exciting as the Jets and Giants game either. This is
No
gonna
way.
be miserable. Am I picking? I guess.
No.
No.
Snow's up first.
Snow,
on
you
this
got
one.
it, Snow.
Oh, hold on, Snow. Washington favored by 1.5 over under 38.
What the hell? Excuse my French.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and in case you're wondering, according to ESPN, if you would like to attend this game in Washington D.C.
no,
to
no, no, no,
No,
See-
no.
no.
to see that awful game, tickets
you
are
say-
as low
if
as
you
listen to
say-
me,
Oh, please, God,
Listen to
no,
me.
not lower than. If it's lower than 50, good God.
Snowman.
Oh,
Are you
tell us.
ready for this? Tickets
Yes.
are as low as $7.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
$7. Are we at a minor league
Ladies and
hockey game?
gentlemen-
What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Skins have officially quit.
They've retired.
They've officially accepted their fate as
Burn the
punching bag.
franchise down to the ground.
Well, they're pretty much doing that by themselves. They
Oh
don't need
yeah,
your
and
help.
I'm loving it. I'm sitting there just
Oh.
enjoying every moment of this.
What's
Okay.
so sad? What's sad is that the Nats just won the world title in
Yep.
baseball, and then you look over, you're like, oh crap, we still got football season. Well, there goes our happy good time. Back to reality.
Yeah.
Well, Snowman, it's on you right now. Okay, who do you got in this game and why?
Easy. Jets, Jets. I'm going green and white, baby. 2-7, and the Skins haven't had a touchdown in 3 straight games.
Oh,
The first time since 1940. How is that for you for a stat?
So here's the thing. I'm gonna take the Jets also in this game. A couple
Yep.
of reasons. I think that Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. The place that they're in right now with just their team and their franchise right now, they're just not doing very well, and they'll be
Yep.
fine. I mean, I think they got a lot of young players.
A lot.
Jamal Adams is a killer. We all know that. But here's the big deal. The Redskins this week announced that Dwayne Haskins is their starter for the rest of the season. So Dwayne Haskins is going to get picked on by Jamal Adams.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just telling you now. If you
Oh,
float
man.
anything, it's over.
Let's just add this. He's going to get picked and sacked.
Plain and
and-
simple.
He's going to be the human sacking machine.
Jamal
Well,
Adams
we're
could
taking
have a fumble recovery, an interception, and a sack all in the same game.
Like that's insane that you can actually visualize him doing this all in one game.
Yep,
Um,
pretty much. Who you
and-
got,
and
Cam?
And note this: the last meeting these two had, granted, was last year in August, Redskins won by 2, 15-13. So
Ew.
But this
Ew,
shit- but-
that was a disgusting score.
yeah, it was, but still, this is officially the I don't give a damn game, because you got
Yeah.
a 2-7 versus a 1-8, and no one cares. Obviously, with the ticket prices so low,
Oh man,
No one cares.
$7.
$7.
$7 will get you in, and you could see a trash game.
I'm
great.
gonna
A
take
trash
the
game set on fire.
dumpster fire. I'm gonna take the Jets as well. Plain and simple. I don't even have to explain it.
got there's nothing
I'm not
we
even gonna
haven't said.
explain it. The Jets, and yeah, that's it. Go Jets.
Okay, so next we have Falcons at Panthers. Carolina's favored by 5.5.
Mm.
Over under is 49.5. And Cam, you're up first.
Something is telling me that the Falcons are back. But not today, not this week. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers. Kyle Allen, I love what you're doing, my boy. Nobody realizes, though, during that that last drive of that game where you're trying to go win, how far you took them. I believe it was an 80-yard drive, and you got down to the 1 yard line, and you put it in the best player's hands, and Christian McCaffrey, he doesn't get it. That's completely okay, Kyle Allen. That is all right. You got to beat the Falcons, though. You got to beat the Falcons this week. And I'm going to go with Carolina, and I like the points by 5. Yeah, I'm going to take that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go Atlanta on this one. I do not think that they're back, but I have always thought that they've been good enough to pretty much beat anyone, especially with the offensive side.
Oh, yeah.
I think that Carolina's corners can be a little suspect at times, and I think Julio Jones can really ball out against them. And I think Austin Hooper is primed to have a good game here. Depending on who's covering him, if Luke Kuechly's covering him, maybe it's a little more difficult, but he could potentially have a good game here. And so I'm going to take Atlanta by 4 in this one. I think it'll be close. They're division rivals, and you know how that goes. You're never just going to destroy your division rival, I don't feel like. And so, but yeah, I'm going to take Atlanta in this one. You went Tampa Bay in that other one to try and give the whole thing away. So I'm gonna come out here with a risky pick of my own, and I'm gonna take Atlanta.
Ooh.
Who you got, Snow?
Well, note that the Falcons have won the last 5 out of 6 games playing the Panthers. So, going on that, and the fact that they're in Carolina this time, I guess a 5-4 Panther. Fly like a dirty bird. I'm going on Atlanta. I'm taking Atlanta. Might as well keep this momentum going of winning 5 out of your 6 and make it 6 out of 7.
Okay, and now we have come to one of the more intriguing games of the week. We have Houston against Baltimore.
Ooh. Battle of the MVP candidates. Watson,
neither one of them is going to win MVP, but that's okay. Hey,
the key word here is candidates.
Candidates. That's
candidates. But this is going to be a good game. Got 6-3 versus a 7-2.
All right.
So, if I could get my line pulled up here, I think it. Okay, here we go. It's Texans at Ravens. So it's got Baltimore by 4, which anytime you're a home team, you usually get about a 3-point, a 3-point rub there. So it basically tells you that
it's going to be close.
They just think that Baltimore is 1 point better than Houston. This game could be a shootout. There's a real possibility. Let's see if Houston has any type of answer for Lamar Jackson. No one else has so far. We will see what's going on there. But who's up here? Snowman, you're up first. Let's go.
Surprisingly,
Baltimore favored by 4, over under 50. What do you got?
Surprisingly, I'm rolling with the Birds this day because I'm rolling with them Ravens like I did with Hotlanta. I mean, you're at home. You're 7-2. You're going up against Houston 6-3, and Houston trading Cloudy to the Seahawks. A very good play, great player off your defensive line.
No JJ Watt.
No JJ Watt, of course. No JJ. He's not there. He's not going to be available. And the Ravens, the last time that they played in 2017, the Ravens squeaked out against them Texans 23-16. So I think momentum is on their side, history-wise, from their last game, and maybe Houston's going to come up and try to get some revenge, but I think that it's going to be the Birds, coming out and going 8-2.
Yep.
Okay, Cam. Actually, I'm gonna take this one because you're gonna be last on this one and first on the next one. Okay.
And one quick last little thing. This is the number 1 rushing team right now.
Baltimore is.
Baltimore is first in rushing.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
going up
here.
against the number 5 Texans.
Okay, so I am also going to take Baltimore in this one. I think Baltimore will probably win by a touchdown, somewhere around there. I'll say 6 points. I don't think that there's any. I haven't seen anyone who has had an answer for Lamar Jackson yet, and I think that's just going to continue. I have yet to see anyone stop them, and so I'll take Baltimore in this one by 6. I think Baltimore's a different animal when they have Hollywood Brown back.
Oh, yeah.
He's like their main receiver, even though he's a rookie. If
It's
Lamar Jackson had some receivers, then he could be pretty good, like even better than he is right now.
Oh, yeah.
But for what we have now, I would just say that Baltimore takes this one by 6. What do you got, Cam?
All right. I'm taking Baltimore as well. I got Baltimore by 10. I think Deshaun Watson makes this game exciting. He does his best to make it a game, but I think that Baltimore does a good job of time possession. I think they're going to control the clock and just make it tough for the Texans to get flowing in this game. And so, yeah, I got Baltimore winning this game by 10.
Okay, so I picked Baltimore. Cam picked Baltimore. Snowman
Baltimore.
picked Baltimore. So
Rolling with them birds.
we're even across the page there. So Cam, you're going to be first up in this one. Cardinals at 49ers. San Francisco's favored by 11. The 49ers played the Cardinals 2 weeks ago and only won by 3. The Cardinals traded for who's the guy from the running back from Miami they traded for? What's his name?
Kenyon Drake.
So Kenyon Drake had over 100 yards against the 49ers defense. Yeah. And so Cam, who you got in this one?
Oh man, I'm so tempted to start David Johnson, even though he let me down in fantasy. I'm so tempted to want to choose the Cardinals. I've been riding with them basically all season. I've chosen them in a lot of their matchups, and I hate. I don't like this.
I'm gonna help you a little bit. The last 9 games that the Cardinals and Niners have played, Cardinals have won 8. 8 of their last 9.
Well, in all fairness, the Niners have been crappy.
Yeah.
I'll even give them that, but you're also got to
8 of
remember
9?
this time around, the Niners are playing angry.
Yeah,
just coming off the loss at home against.
So I'm assuming Emmanuel Sanders will be healthy. I'll take the 49ers by 6. This is going to come back and bite me because I feel like the Cardinals can do it, but I'll take the 49ers.
Yeah, I also took the 49ers. I don't think that – I mean, I'm picking the 49ers, but I'm definitely not rooting for them to win.
No,
I just think that it's like I think it's likely that they're going to win. I definitely won't be rooting for them, but it should be interesting. I think I'm hoping for a close game, competitive game again, but Snow, you're right. This could be just a pissed off 49ers team and they could come out and just smash on them. So it's hard to tell right now, but
and I'm going to figure that they're going to play pissed, but they're also going to be playing with a little bit of leniency, knowing the fact that they just they lost at home, but they're now the pressure's off to be going through the rest of the season undefeated. So the pressure's off on that being the last undefeated team. But I'm actually, you got Julio. You're going up against Julio Jones, the legendary man, and I'm going bird this time. I'm going the Cards. Hit me with that desert bird.
No, you mean Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, sorry, Larry.
Yeah,
sorry.
You said Julio. I was like, they wish they had Julio.
Part in the day. I'm like, sorry. I'm sorry.
So
sorry.
You're
I'm
gonna go
picking
Arizona.
Fitz. Give me Fitz and that red bird. That desert
Okay.
bird.
Wow.
I'm picking an upset.
A part of me hopes you're right because that would be nice.
I'm picking an upset here.
Okay. Next up, we have the 0-9 Cincinnati Bengals at the Oakland Raiders. Oakland is favored by 10.5. Over under is 48.5. I'm right there. I think the Raiders win. The Bengals continue to be bad like they have been all season. And I'm gonna say Oakland by 10. That's what I got. Cam, you're up.
Well, like I've been shouting this past several weeks, Gruden grinders, baby. I'm a Gruden grinder all the way. I got the Raiders winning this game against these terrible Bengals.
Mama Snow is back. In case you're wondering, Mama Snow is back,
Which
and she,
Raiders all day. Raiders
Yeah.
all day.
she's
I got Derek Carr and Josh Jacobs on my fantasy team. It's a perfect matchup for both of
DC.
these guys. So yeah, I got the Raiders winning this game by 10. I wanted to say 14, but I think that's too much. I think the Raiders somehow let them, I think the Raiders let them score, but I got them winning by 10.
okay.
Yeah,
So
like my mama says,
Good call.
okay, here's the situation, dude.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Ryan says
Someone's
someone is
calling
getting. Hey, first of all, Snow, I got one question.
Yes.
Does your mom have some secret FBI technology that when the word Raiders is spoke
She
on
just
these
comes
microphones,
back.
she gets an alert that she needs to tune in?
Yes. It's
because
like ESP. It's like the second Raiders thinks is coming up. Ooh, I must come on.
Yeah, it's like she was silent and we start talking about the Raiders and there she is. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loving this. Oh, this is perfect.
I she's got the bad ears.
I got bad ears.
Yeah, she's got bad ears. Raiders.
Yeah.
I hear it. Come back. But
All right, who you rolling with?
I need a quick change because black and silver, right there, baby.
Oh my gosh!
silver,
Yes, I'm loving it.
Snowman, first of all, take that long snapper jersey off. No
long snapper.
No player
No.
in his right mind wears a 75.
Oh my!
Try that again, Mr.
Long, baby. Yes, thank you for
Long.
Howie.
The Mr. Frankenstein of the Fox Sports family.
Oh
Hey.
man.
Hey, Mama Snow says that she brought you to the dark side, okay?
Dum 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 dum.
Yes. Whoa.
She said, Snow, she said that you can like the Raiders or she can stop cooking dinner for you. That's really what she's saying.
Hold on, wait.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Raiders. Because the bank, sorry, but 0-9, yeah,
Yeah.
put the brown paper bag that has been solely been on the Cleveland Browns for the last decade.
Is moving over to the Bengals.
This year, just this
Yeah.
year. No,
Okay.
it's on loan.
So
from
we
the
all
Bengals.
go
Bengals are on
Oakland
loan.
here.
Yeah, we're all going Oakland.
Mhm.
Okay.
DC,
all going
baby.
Oakland. Yep. Okay. So let's move to our next game here. We have the Patriots at the Eagles. New England is favored by 3.5. The over/under is 44.5. And I believe, Snowman, you are up.
Oh, this one's going to be hard because the last five meetings, 4 of them have been decided by one possession, including in the playoffs.
The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Still going
and I like how this guy, Mr. Ryan Christopher, pop it up. It's like still going with the birds. Oh, this is going to be tough because, yeah, I mean, you got an 8-1 Tom Brady, the GOAT, and you got that Philly fight in them, and they're at Philadelphia. They're
listen.
at
Ryan
Philadelphia.
says you can't give up on the birds now. He's saying you can't cut away now. Okay, you can't give up on the birds now. You just
I'm totally judging you right now, so pick wisely.
Oh, this is tough. This is tough. Mama, go and get my musket. I need to shoot a bird. I'm going. I'm going with the GOAT. Give me Tom Brady.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That bird's going down in Philly.
I myself am also going New England because I'm rooting for the Eagles to be as dysfunctional as possible by the time we see them. And so yeah, I mean, even if they're not dysfunctional, I still think that I just think that New England's in a different class right now. And so yeah, I mean that the Eagles have their corner on their left corner, but their right corner position is a revolving door right now.
You get a star. You get a star. Everybody gets a star.
So who knows what's happening there? They can't really seem to stop anybody. Let's put it this way. They rolled into Arlington, Texas to play the Cowboys, and the Cowboys put it on them, and they put it on them in a hurry. So,
or someone's going to be flexing.
Yes. Thank y'all for remembering that.
Yeah. So I have almost no faith in the Eagles, so I'll just say New England here. I got New England.
There ain't enough Philly cheesesteaks to help with this situation.
Speak for yourself. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Speak for yourself. You give me a nice, good Philly cheesesteak, I might change my mind.
Okay, see, maybe you guys are gonna hate on this, but I was about to say Philly's cheesesteaks aren't even that good anyway. So I don't even.
I've never had I've never had one from Philly, and so I've heard good things, but I might take your word for it, Flex Mike. I might take your word for it.
Same here. I haven't left
it's just a big. It's just a big hoagie piece of bread with like a gallon of nacho cheese poured on top of onions or like some type of meat or whatever. It's just, I mean, I get why people like them because they're like super messy and they probably are good. I mean, I've had them before; they're okay, but it's just like. I'd rather have pizza, you know?
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, any good time you get bread, meat, and cheese, no veggies.
No veggies.
With meat, bread, and cheese.
It's a great combination.
You got me sold.
It's a great combination.
But again, I haven't left the West Coast, so I haven't had a Philly cheesesteak.
Snowman, you haven't left the West Coast, dog. You got to come to Texas.
I'm that West Coast right here.
Okay, Cam, who you got? Side. I know you want to get in on those Eagles being a Cowboys fan. So who you got on this one?
The realist in me is like, yo, look at this. The one good team the Patriots played, they got slaughtered, dude. They got blew out, let back into the game, and then blew out again. Like
I would just say this. With that angle, I would say this. They got slaughtered by the Ravens. You're right.
Yeah.
But the Ravens have an X factor in Lamar Jackson. Name the Eagles X factor.
Not a goddamn one.
I don't see it.
That's what I was gonna get into. Carson Wentz. You would assume Carson Wentz would be their X factor. I'm not seeing it. I think Bill Belichick knows he wants to throw to his tight ends. Like it's plain as day. When you play the Eagles, prepare to focus on their tight ends. Alshon Jeffries, Nelson Aguilar is, So,
Cam, I kind of need to add this thing. You kind of need to be careful of who you pick because remember. Cowboys got to play them Pats next week.
I'm okay
And it's
with
all
that.
week.
I'm all right with this. No. I think even with a win, the
Just saying.
Cowboys can take on the Patriots. But we'll get into that. I got to see how this week goes. But I'm going to get my musket, man. We're taking the Patriots. We're going bird hunting. Down goes Philly to the Patriots. And I want the dysfunction to start. I want to see it. I want drama, baby. That's what I want.
Yeah, so Ryan here says that, go down to Texas. Mike and I killed a lot of food when I went down. He came down a few years back when the Cowboys played the Seahawks. It was a regular season game. I believe it was like week 4 or something like that. Greg Hardy was on the team. It was that year. So yeah, Seahawks won that game. Every game I've been to there, they've won. So not a big deal. But yeah,
that's right. Mama Snow going down. She'd only go to Texas if it's Dallas to go see
Dallas
Dallas
Stars.
Okay, that's
Those
fine.
team-
Those
that's their
tickets
team.
are
Those
those tickets.
Team.
The tickets are significantly cheaper to a Stars game than they are to a Cowboys game. So yeah, come on, both of you and Mama Snow can come down and we can wreck all types of food.
It's so weird.
Texas barbecue. I'll be good.
It's so weird because I'm not a Dallas Stars fan. I'm not a Dallas Stars fan. I am a Washington Capitals fan. Shh, don't tell anybody that. But no, I mean, Alex. Okay, so Alex Ovechkin got me into watching hockey, and so you kind of put that darn Anaheim Ducks.
Quack. It's all about the Ducks. But I will say this: I do love Corey Perry, so that would be the only reason to go see a Dallas Star game to see Corey Perry.
Okay, so
man.
I know hockey though. Let's get back to the football.
Let's get back to football.
So Jake here says, "Is it even a debate? The Pats will slaughter the Birds." He's probably right.
I hope so. I hope you're right, man. I need it. I need some. I need my what I want to say. My emotions elevated, man. I'm down here in the gutter at the moment.
And then Garrett here says, "Why do we worry about divisional games when all that matters is your overall record?" Well, your overall record matters, but your division record matters when you are in a competitive situation with another team that's in your division.
In a playoff. To get that top seed in your division and
yes. Hey, I'm totally down, Garrett. Let me know when. You got me on Facebook. Yes, let me know, dude. I'm totally down for that.
Well, how about you can just take the Flex Network guys to the game? How about that? You can you can take me.
As long as
you
I
can
got
take me
flag.
also.
Wait, where have you guys been at? I needed y'all earlier.
You need some love. You need some help.
And they've come alive though. But no, I'm definitely down for that. If the Pats were ever to do me a favor, yes, put a 50 burger on the Eagles, please.
Yeah, Cameron says if the Pats were ever to do me a favor, it'd be this weekend. Put a 50 burger on the Eagles. Okay. All right. So Cam, you said New England, right?
Yep, I'm taking New England.
Okay, New England across the board. All right.
No, yeah.
Let's see. I can get my games here.
Musket.
Okay, so my page messed up here.
I have the last Sunday night game is the Sunday night game between the Bears and the Rams.
Boo, snore.
This is my gosh. This is
at LA. That is your Sunday night game.
It's a setup. It's a setup again.
Yeah. So Cam, go ahead and take this one. You start.
What's the over under? Do you have the over under yet?
Yeah. So the Rams are favored by 6.5. The over under is 40.5.
Oof. Good comments now.
Okay, so Jake says, "Tell Garrett I will drive everyone to and from if he gets me in there too." So Garrett's got some. He's got to pull some strings, Garrett. We need some
tickets, man. Yeah. Gosh, this is really tough. I've ridden with the Bears though the past, Trubisky showed me something, I guess, with his 3 touchdown passes. So I'll take, and just because Jared Goff is so bad, like I hate. Oh, it's and y'all don't ever really hear me say I hate a quarterback, but I really hate that he was picked #1 overall. I didn't believe he was that good in college. I don't know what everybody else is seeing. Dak Prescott should have been #1 or #2. I don't care, but I'm gonna take the Chicago Bears by 3 out in California.
Okay, here's a situation. Yes, Jared Goff is bad, but you know who's worse than Jared Goff? Mitchell Trubisky.
Yes.
Hit the music.
And for that reason, I will not be taking Chicago at all. Chicago is absolutely lifeless because of Trubisky. He's terrible. He's horrendous.
He's so bad.
I almost don't want to watch football because of him. That's how bad he is. Like, I don't even want to watch this game, but I will be rooting for the Rams to lose for the sake of the division. Plus, they talk so much noise the past couple years that they deserve to lose. And so that's where I want to be. But I do think that the Rams are going to win this game, not because they're really good, but because the other team is that bad. So I'm going Rams in this one. You went Chicago.
I'm okay with either one.
Snowman, who do you got?
Copy and paste with Mike. I'm going Rams. Bears were they started.
Y'all are so mean.
The Bears started 3-1 this year and are now a 4-5 team. So they lost 4 out of their last 5 games.
Yep.
And the fact that it's a Sunday night game and it's in LA. Yeah, they're having to come out to the West Coast, a smoky West Coast down in California. So right now, with that place on fire right now. So yeah, unfortunately, I gotta go with the Rams, hoping they lose divisional wise, but I'm actually picking them to win.
Okay, a couple things here. Cameron says that Jalen Ramsey is going to eat Trubisky for dinner, and then he follows it up with Trash Bisky.
Oh,
Aaron Donald is going to feast. It's going to be nasty.
Y'all are mean. All right, y'all are terrible.
Just call it how I see it. That's how we do it.
He is that bad, though. He is that bad, but still,
yeah, he's pretty bad.
Okay. If you ever get a hold of this, though, I didn't insult you like this. Send me some tickets to the game. I'll support you, I guess.
He'll put on your jersey.
I'm gonna pick y'all to win the game. Just give the ball to David Montgomery. Just do that. Yeah.
Okay, last game is Chiefs and Chargers.
Monday night
football.
This is easy.
We got
at the Chargers.
At the Chargers
at home.
Which isn't a home game for them. So yeah, this is easy.
KC favored by 3.5, over under 52. First of all, when you go to California, it's never a game that you're worried about. What kind of home field advantage is an LA team?
Well,
you're like, oh, I'm on vacation. Great.
Yeah, you're on vacation, but I believe this is going to be the last season that they're going to be
at
their current stadium before they move to their new home.
Yeah.
So small stadium, but when they eventually get to their brand new one, it'll look big. It's gonna be huge.
Still won't be a home. Hey, still won't be a home game for
them. yeah, because you're fighting with the Niners. You're fighting. Actually, not anymore. After this season, it's going to be a 2-team state.
Yeah.
With the Raiders heading to Vegas.
Okay, so I'll tell you this. I'm going KC. Mahomes is there. He proved that he's fine because last week he balled out. Tyreek Hill's on another level. And they're just playing well. Plain and simple. Offense is fine.
Not what you're saying. Mama Snow is getting on here. calling out someone, Jordan Neville, aren't you a Chargers fan? And
We don't need to talk about that.
we don't need to talk about that.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, we're getting this is getting fun. So
Mama Snow's storing up some controversy here.
yeah.
Okay.
Get over here.
Jake says my boy Mahomes and his six shape collection.
Shoe collection.
Oh, shoe collection will walk up and down that field. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably right.
Yeah.
Probably right. Chargers don't seem like they're trying to be very competitive.
They gotta draft a quarterback, dude. This is the end.
Yeah.
This is it.
Well, the Chargers backup is Tyrod Taylor, so he can at least run the offense, But anyway, I'm going KC. Snow, did you pick?
No, not yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Chiefs have won the last 9 out of their last 10 games against the Chargers. Chargers are playing mad because they just lost to them Oakland Raiders in a brutal game. I am going, hey, give me them Chiefs.
Okay, all right, cool.
I was judging them bolts.
I was judging you for a moment. I wasn't sure where you were going with that statement. All right,
I'm going with them Chiefs. Come on, you're coming out to California. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You're 6-4 going up against the 4-6 Chargers. You gotta go with them Chiefs.
For sure.
What's hilarious is this should be a game where Phillip Rivers, should feast upon that Kansas City defense, but he's not going to. I just don't see it with him. I'm not liking what I see this year. Even though he leads the NFL in passing yardage, not feeling it. I got the Chiefs as well, but that Kansas City defense has to come with it. If not, then it'll come down to Mahomes having to save the day again. And, you just don't want to put your quarterback in that situation. Yeah, go ask my Cowboys.
Okay, so that sums up our picks for the week. And we have the Seahawks, the Giants, the Titans, and the Packers all on a bye this week, resting up, getting healthy, doing their things.
Getting ready for that last stretch of the season.
Right. So, okay, so here's the thing. My wife's having a baby tomorrow, boys, so it's going down, okay? It's going down, so I'm going to be a little bit disconnected for a little bit here, okay? So
okay, all right.
You need to hold it down, but I just wanted to tell everyone that tomorrow, this man up here, the Snowman, will be having his weekly wrestling review show about midday, somewhere around there. He's going to be getting it down, talking all the NXT, WWE, AEW, everything. He's going to cover it all. So make sure you tune into that.
Including the fact that the best in the world, CM Punk, is technically back under the WWE umbrella. He's back under the WWE umbrella on WWE Backstage, making his surprise return at the end of the show. But
all right,
you can wipe the smile off the face after that moment hit the airwaves on Fox Sports 1. So yeah, I'm going to talk wrestling, what happened on AEW, what happened on NXT, Raw, SmackDown, and just wrestling in general tomorrow.
Yeah, so that'll be Thursday. And then, of course, Friday night is the Flex Finder podcast with Flex Matt himself, Flex Shane, and Alan Seslowski. Yes. And so they'll get your questions in, get your everything. They're going to find those deep flex plays for you to help you dominate your fantasy football league so you can take home the money, hopefully, that you've put into it, or maybe it's for fun or bragging rights or whatever, but they'll help you get all that going. So tune in tomorrow night for that. Friday night. Friday night, not tomorrow night. Friday night.
But we're in the stretch run here on Fantasy Football.
Yeah, the
We're
most
getting there.
fantasy leagues playoffs start, I believe, after week 12 they'll start. So make sure you get your stuff in, get your questions in. Then of course, every Sunday morning.
Ah, okay,
Oh, we
Ryan.
got
All
some
right.
shade dropping with Ryan
Keep that
saying
same energy,
sorry.
Ryan.
So with no Mike next week, Cam is not going to lose a pick.
Okay,
Wow.
but you know what? I don't know if I'll be here next week, but that remains to be seen. We'll see how the
It's a maybe.
situation goes. But anyway, Sunday morning start sit show with all the same guys from the Friday night show. They get your questions in. Like I said, you need to know who to sit, who to start, who are the kind of sleepers that are left. You know, maybe the Seahawks activated a certain tight end off of their injured reserve.
Oh,
Maybe they don't. And so we'll see what happens. You know, it's gonna go down. And so make sure you get your questions in. They're gonna answer them all. They're gonna cover it all. They're gonna get it all going. Okay.
Yeah, you got
I
to be
love
looking
you
for
too, Ryan.
you got to be looking for these players as a lot of these fantasy leagues, the trade deadline is done. You can't be trading for nobody. You got to be
Right.
picking up and tossing people away like a business now. So
Mhm.
you got to be looking for that
So
flex stuff.
yeah, and so remember that our football giveaway contest for the autographed mini Seahawks helmet, the autographed mini Cowboys helmet autographed by Ezekiel Elliott, the Seahawks one's autographed by Russell Wilson, and then Matt is pulling a special card out of his deck. He doesn't even know which one he's gonna pull yet. I think he's just going to reach in the middle and pull one out. And you can win these things by sharing our stuff either on Facebook, on Twitter, wherever you find it. And you have to invite and get 3 people to like our page on Facebook or follow us, or I think, and follow us on Twitter. To help us grow our brand here. So if you want to be entered into that competition, you need to invite these people, and we will know who invited who, and there will be a record of it. So also and then our Royal Rumble prize giveaway is an autographed Bret the Hitman Hart picture. And so that is still down the road, but we wanted to let you know that that there's a chance.
The same thing with the Russell helmet and the Cowboys mini helmet and the card that will be happening on Super Bowl.
Yes,
if I remember correctly.
The winner is picked. The winner is picked on Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah, you're right.
But we still want you to follow and like and tweet and retweet.
Share the content. Tell your friends. Invite them to the page to like the page. Get all that going.
Yeah.
Mama Snow back at it again.
Back at something with the Raider sign, and I think that should be a future contest.
Well, that's assuming any Oakland Raiders players know how to write. Know how to write.
I'm sorry, I tried to stop him.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hide.
Yeah. See, he's afraid of. You see this, Cam? He's afraid of his mom.
Okay, I would be too. Raiders moms are insane. Hey.
Well, hey, I'm lucky because I'm a good 3,000 miles away, so she can't actually physically hurt me right now.
See, I told you.
She's not happy.
I tried to stop
him. Is not happy.
I tried to stop him.
I'll see if I can find anything Raiders. I got some buddies. I'll see what I can find.
Right. Okay. So check this out. So, anyway, as for the Snowman, find him on Twitter at AJSDeadSnow. You can find me on Twitter at FlexMike11. You can find Cam on Twitter at CowboyCam11. And we are the Flex Network. We will catch you guys later.
Peace.
Peace, MVP.
MVP. Russell.